Okay, welcome to another episode of Critical Wave Theory. This is take two because I was not able to speak during the first take that well. So, anyway, sometimes I trace the echo of great or at least good songs through time, culture, and memory. My name's Wade, and today we're rewinding to 2005 to spotlight a track that brought Brazilian electro rock to indie kids across the globe. It's called Alala by CSS. Now, I'm going to be honest here, I was not aware of this song back in 2005 or really for quite a long time after that. This is a song I just discovered recently, so it's a little bit weird to talk about it, you know, like I was aware of it back then, but it's a song that people really liked back in the day, and there might be a little bit of nostalgia for this one even though I technically can't share in that nostalgia because the song wasn't really a part of my life in my younger days. But anyway, CSS is short for Cansai de der Sexy, which translates to tired of being sexy. Apparently, that's Portuguese, and I probably butchered the pronunciation. But anyway, the song came crashing onto the scene with a sound that didn't ask for attention, it demanded it. This is one of those songs that kind of commands your attention. And their debut album, also titled Cansai de Ser Sexy, was a ride of punk, dance beats, sarcasm, and sweatiness. And Alala, I feel kind of funny saying that actually, but anyway, it was like the rallying cry of the band at the time, I guess, or maybe of the album. It was released as a single off that debut, and Alala is one of those tracks that captures pure chaos bottled in joy, especially if you watch the music video along with it. It's kind of a freaky music video, to say the least. It's a little bit disturbing, to tell you the truth. It's like got images of violence, um, and it's just a strange venture into whatever it's adventuring into, and it blends indie rock with electro clash and dance punk, genres that had been simmering underground and were just about to boil over. And it's no accident that people compare this moment to the rise of New Wave in the 80s. Just like New Wave was a broadening of punk culture, groups like CSS were doing something similar in the 2000s. Their music wasn't polished, it was playful, raw, and weird in the best way, and somehow that gave it power. And I don't know how many people were there listening to this back in the day, but the music video on YouTube actually has a fair number of likes. So that suggests that people were definitely fans and are still fans of it. And lyrically, Alala jumps between English and Portuguese, and it's not trying to tell a deep story, I don't think. It's more about the attitude. It's young, loud, and unfiltered. The chorus is more about energy than meaning, and it's fun, messy, and it sounds both kind of alive and sort of deadpan because the delivery of this song it's unique. It does have that sort of deadpan thing that you find in the cover of Money, That's What I Want, that was released by the Flying Lizards. This kind of has that vibe a little bit. Also, it's got a little bit of, like the I would say, well, it's a little bit avant-garde, you might say, but not not like bizarrely experimental. I don't know. I don't even know how exactly I would describe the overall feel of the song. It's something a little bit wild. Alala and another CSS banger, titled Let's Make Love and Listen to Death from Above, was actually preloaded on Microsoft's Zune player back in 2006. So, yeah, Zune, I don't remember hearing about that until until I actually looked into this song, and then I remembered, oh yeah, there was something called Zune, wasn't there? It didn't beat the iPod, it didn't beat the iPod, but it did give early fans an accidental gateway into CSS's world. That's a little bit complicated to say, CSS's, because you get messed up with how many S's you have to say in that. But anyway, the band didn't go without making an impact on people. Alala, however you say it, helped CSS break internationally, getting love from critics and fans for their no rules approach to music making. Their debut album wasn't perfect, but that's exactly what made it fresh. The idea that any song has to be perfect, I think you can toss that aside and sometimes just enjoy whatever you're hearing. It didn't sound exactly like anybody else, and that was part of the magic. The song, it's a little bit unique, and I guess CSS has stayed active, releasing albums, touring, and keeping that DIY spirit alive. Apparently, they never really sold out. They just kept doing their own thing, and people stuck around for it. And if you're interested in hearing this song, go ahead and listen to it. You can find it on YouTube, like I said. You can blast it, jump around, and a song doesn't need to really mean something. It just needs to feel like something. And this song, it definitely has some sort of feeling attached. So that's it for this episode of Critical Weight Theory. If you liked my little trip through the noisy, glitter covered universe of CSS, hit follow, hit a like button, subscribe, whatever sort of button is there that's a good button. Don't hit the bad ones. You know, unless there's a button that is bad that you think is good for you. I guess you might want to hit that one. If there's an eject button that can get you off the sinking ship, I guess, hit that one. Uh, or whatever. I'm getting lost in a fog of ideas here. But anyway, um, that's it for the episode, and have a spectacular day.